You're watching The Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Welcome to Minute To Skim It. Jen is not in this week, so I'm back to hosting.
And I'm back again as a guest.
Yes. So Shanice and Liam today. And do you want to start off?
Yeah,
We
sure.
read radically different things.
Yeah. So I'll start off with the Lonesome Hunters.
Oh yeah, because we both read it.
Yeah, so me and Liam, we read the same book without even realizing it.
Yeah.
And we both really enjoyed it. Just gonna bring this a little bit closer so you can see the cover. All them birds. Thank you. The person who did the bird. The bird special effects in the background.
I'll be here all week.
But yeah, it's I'm sure Liam, like, he'll also expand on this. Like, so it's a really solid, what do you call it? Like urban fantasy almost?
I guess so, yeah. Like a I guess like an urban legend. It was giving me like the Ritual vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm assuming you've seen the movie, yeah.
Yes.
It was hardcore like that.
Yeah, very much was it folk horror.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's like it's got like this cryptid in like in the first like couple
first
pages.
panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, this is insane. Basically about a older gentleman. When he was a kid, he got this magical artifact, which is super powerful, and it didn't help him do diddly. So he's now a very just kind of like cold old man who wants to be left alone and who has a lot of regrets about what happened. And he has this awesome young neighbor who's spunky and all that jazz.
The sidekick.
The sidekick, who also has a magical item.
Yeah.
We think it's something. It's some sort of.
She has something. And like it's definitely her uncle's that's hiding from her. Because you saw how upset he was.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, now I want to know like about this item. Yeah, they team up against.
I can't say anything else.
Yeah.
It's a spoiler of the
Yeah, against
end.
something. So
Yes.
in Liam and I were saying that the issue, we both really like the issue, but it ends really abruptly, and it's like, well, I want more now. Like
I don't want to wait another month.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And we were saying like it would have been really awesome if this had just been like a original graphic novel instead of like a just from issue to issue to issue, like just have the whole thing out in one sitting, because it's like, oh, I'm getting into it, and
now it's over.
Yeah, it stops right there.
Yeah, like it literally, like 2 pages before the end, it picks up and then it just stops, and I was like, what's going on? I need more.
It's always a good sign, like a book, like once you read it, you're like, exactly, like, please, can I have another? Yeah, it's like, have more. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think tied as one of my favorite reads this week. I hope people check it out.
It was good. The art in it is gorgeous. It's watercolor, and I love watercolor.
Yeah, and you guys might be familiar from the art. The writer-artist of this book, he worked on Hero County, another Dark Horse title, also very good Southern Gothic horror that I've mentioned before on Minute To Skim It. If you like that series, definitely do check this one out, because, like Liam said, beautiful art, and I want more.
Yeah, like it was just, I can't say anymore because of just how much I loved it. Then I think I'm just gonna snag this guy.
Mhm.
So I read Marvel Voices Pride, Volume 1, and it was good. It made me cry. um, Something that I don't really talk about on here is that I'm openly bisexual and trans. And it's hard to find media that makes me feel represented and isn't just like you're here, here's some rainbow capitalism representation. And it was really good. It was a good balance. Escapade, there we go, is a new trans female protagonist that they have that's going to, from rumors, is going to get her own series. There's a Peanut style comic strip going through the bottom throughout like her entire storyline, telling the story of her and her friend who she lives with whole life. And at some point it made me cry because I can't spoil it, but her parents are more accepting of one thing than the other, which is ironic and really messed up. But like the way that they did the art and wrote that story was like it was really good. And it was like positive bisexual representation. It was nice. It wasn't any like you should choose a side. It was I like both, and I like both. And it was positive representation, and I recommend it, especially with it being the end of Pride Month. And the art in it is gorgeous too.
So say about the character that you mentioned, I want to say there were actually like news articles written about them before this month.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna write down
on
my hand what the spoiler might be if it's.
Well, yeah, that was already explained though.
Yeah.
But because her parents are fine with that.
Yeah.
But the other aspect they are not. Yeah. That's, I feel like a lot of people. Now I need to play it.
Now you play Guardians of the Galaxy one day.
Oh my god, I have so much already on my list that I need to play. It's gonna be after I play COD for 5 hours a night with Adrian.
We're just gonna take over Minute to Skim It one day. Just be like, hey, so we're gonna play Guardians of the Galaxy for an hour. Don't worry about it. Like here's the new books. Buy them all.
Absolutely. But no, that is my hard representation recommendation for the month. It was really good. I felt seen in like all aspects, and like there's an underlying storyline that follows this LGBT center group home that one major hero that has retired runs, so people have a safe space. And it's an underlying storyline, like the entire thing. It comes up like 2 or 3 times, and it was just, I thought it was really funny. It was really good, like break. So
let me see. Let's continue the Marvel theme.
Yeah,
I'll do Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Moon Girl. So as a quick heads up, so this is actually a one shot kind of. So this one, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Moon Girl, and the next one is Blank and Moon Girl. So Moon Girl and Double Dinosaur, they're hanging out, they're doing their things, fighting crime. Something is up with Double Dinosaur, and he just straight up like disappears. Moon Girl's like, it's fine, it's whatever, we'll figure it out.
It's just casually disappearing.
Yeah, it's like he's probably just doing his own thing, running around New York. So while this is happening, what's her name? Lunella is trying to figure out what's going on. She runs into Miles. So, and he helps her try to figure out what is going on with Double Dinosaur, and it's a really fun, really cute, charming comic. Definitely all ages, of course. And it's a team up that I hope to see more of in the future, because she's so sarcastic and just like, and she keeps Miles on his toes, which I really enjoyed. It's a really fun dynamic. Like,
I love
just
that.
yeah. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next issue because I need to know what happened to this dinosaur because like
Why did he just straight dip out of the plane of existence overall?
Well, he's still here. He's just like running around just roar in New York City. So and I'm sure with the people in the Marvel universe who live in New York, a red dinosaur.
Another Tuesday for them.
Yeah, a giant red dinosaur is still going to be a little bit terrifying. It's like, is Captain America going to fight? Okay, fine. I guess we're on our own. But definitely all ages. If you have any like kids or little ones who want to get into comics, this would be a really fun book to get them into. Even if you're not a kid, again, it's so fun and charming. It put a smile on my face. It was a really nice light read that I really needed to read.
It's genuinely what I've been hearing about the Moon Girl series. It's just it's super upbeat and lighthearted because it's aimed at a younger audience from what I'm aware of.
Right.
And I need to start it because I've heard very good things.
It's aimed at a younger audience, but it's not patronizing. If that makes sense. It's
not like children's television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty smart. It's hey, you're a kid, but you're so smart. Read this book. Yeah, I think that's all I got from Miles Morales from Moon Girl.
Well, then I'm gonna jump down here because this is actually a series that I'm continuing reading. So I read Illusion Witch, number 1. It's the first issue for the series. And I have been jumping hard into a lot of the magic mystic kind of things the last couple of weeks. I don't know why. But it follows the story of a girl who her dad teaches her dad teaches her magic. And he's a famous illusionist, all this stuff. And something happens to him and he unfortunately passes, and so she ends up taking on his name. And continuing. And some point powers exist. Something happens. It was just so good. Basically everything that I've read this week, to be fair, except for this guy, has had some level of LGBT representation. Yes.
Something dark side.
Yes. Basically, yeah. It was if I reveal too much, it's gonna spoil most of the story. At some point she starts working for a carnival and somebody asks her why her name is Illusion Witch, and verbatim she says, well, Illusion Witch, illusionist, it sounds the same. And I was like, I love that spunky charisma that you have. I need to continue reading this. So that's definitely one of those that if you like the mystical I'm trying to think I can't remember what his name is. Chris Angel, that kind of thing. That level of snark. You definitely enjoy this. It's really good.
Picture going by.
Seriously.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Milestones in history. That's my next pick. Very pretty cover. So yeah, this is actually a really fun one. Basically, it talks about just I guess Black public figures that people may not know, Queen Sheba, Hannibal, and people don't realize that oh my gosh, the writer of the Three Musketeers, that he was Black. I know a lot of people don't realize that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I just got what?
I just genuinely didn't know that. That's interesting.
And it was really cool. I was like, oh, I'm learning. I'm learning.
I'm learning.
So it has a really fun what's his name? Prince little short story about him. So I was like, oh, this is great.
I love that.
The one thing though about that story, it's okay, it's Prince. He wrote and performed a very famous soundtrack to a DC movie. No references to that in the story at all. It's Batman. There we go.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Speaking of movies, do you want to hear a weird thing that just happened?
Sure.
The James Bond movies just hit over 7 billion collectively.
Oh.
Good for James Bond. Or good for Batman's family estate or whatever. But yeah, it's really good. Something I also really liked. It has a brief teaser for a upcoming Milestone book.
Oh.
So it's like, oh, this is great. Oh, okay, this is gonna be a fun team up. Don't want to spoil it, but I'm sure that in DC's like upcoming like previews book, you'll soon find out what this upcoming team up book is. But overall, like I really did enjoy it. I really did enjoy this book. It had some really interesting creative teams. The actress from the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air who played Hilary Banks, she actually writes the story in this.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so cool. I love that. I love her.
It's really great, and I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend this book because you get to learn about some important figures that you may not even realize.
I actually almost read that, and then I was like, I don't want to learn about history today. But now I need to pick it up and read it because I used to be a huge history nut. Like that was my jam when I was a kid. And over time I have lost intense interest, but now I want to read it because I've been trying to read up on history that I just don't know and should be talked about more. I'm very excited now to see the rest of that series.
People don't exist.
People, no, minority groups don't exist.
We're not real.
We're not real. This entire room. Then second to last I read it was Beware of the Eye of Odin. It is really good. I don't know much about Norse mythology, which is a shame, but I am also not ancestor from Vikings, to be fair. But it was so good. It was really funny. It was quirky. I'm not a huge fan of quest stories. It's just not my thing. But this honestly was my favorite quest story that I read. It was really funny. It was very obvious. At first, it doesn't really tell you the reason why they're going on a quest in the first place to get the Eye of Odin, which is in the name. It was just really weird. This girl right here, can't really see it. So she is lying about being a Valkyrie, and she swears up and down that she isn't lying the entire time. And she's like, no, I swear I got my wings from Odin. And they're like, no, you didn't. You didn't. But, I'm starting to think that she might not be lying. So it's definitely, if you love Norse mythology and you like that kind of thing, I recommend picking it up. It's a really good quest story. There's trolls. There's a lot of there's a small creature that can kill you by just touching you, and you could punt it with your foot. It's really fun.
So everyone in this room
that were small enough to be punted. Yeah.
Small. Look, we are very small women. I'm sorry about people. Very small people.
I am big. We're below 5'4". Collectively, we're all below the average height. You leave me at 5'4".
You see,
let's see. I am almost average.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're small. We talk about comics for a job. We are not average. I am above average.
Samurai Sonja is my next book. We're
gonna continue.
Travel size.
Snack size.
Fun size, snack size.
But I'm a whole darn meal.
Samurai Sonja.
Yeah.
So,
All
very fun book. Very fun book. Basically, follow Sonja. Takes place in feudal era Japan. She's on a boat. She's just ready to go.
Like a boss.
Yeah, like a what?
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
I'm on a boat. Like a boss.
Like a boss. Yes. Sonja Hamp's on a boat, and she's like, "Oh, this sucks. Goddess, can you save me, please? And I'll fight in your name. And God's like, okay, sure.
Sure, go off. I don't care.
Exactly, yeah. But there is a caveat to that. So the goddess is like, okay, yeah, so I saved your life, but if you die again, you're going to disappear, your name's going to disappear, your family will no longer exist.
Oh.
So it's like, great.
So Back to the Futuring it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, well, I can't die. Okay. So, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by this book. I can honestly say I'm not like a super big Red Sonja person. It's not that nothing against the character. It's just don't know where to really start. And I know this isn't like Red Sonja, but I figure it's like a spin-off of sorts. Yeah. But yeah, I really, really, really like this book, and the art is absolutely gorgeous. Like you wouldn't expect it from this cover. The cover, again, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cover. Yeah. But the interior art is very different. But it's amazing. I'm sorry.
Back dance. I'm back here doing the Batman or whatever it's called.
I'm just gonna pretend that you're dancing for Samurai Sonja. But yes, 10 out of 10. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Producer, for backing me up on this. Depending on who this producer is, your wife's gonna scare me a little bit.
I am not the scary variety, as you said. I'm not
Jay, okay, thank you, Jay.
I went doing the Myers-Briggs test with you the other day. Are you kidding?
So, well, Genevieve, if you're into like, sword and sorcery, but with a Japanese twist, definitely read this book. And I just want to scream about the interior art. Once we're done, I'm going to show both of y'all. Yeah. It's so good.
I'm very excited then. Well then, so the only covers that we had back here were not the A's; they were the B's with F this place on it. This is F. I hate this place. Number 2. I read number 1 last night because I've been wanting to read it. Like, that's been one of those that I've been wanting to read since it first came out, since I first heard about it, and I'm in love. It elaborates. If you haven't read issue 1, I recommend it. But a bit of a spoiler is that there's UFOs and ghosts. That's the whole premise of the thing. It's in the first issue. It's literally the whole basis of this issue is them trying to figure out what's going on.
And did they?
No, it's only issue 2. They are. That's what my dad says to me.
Wow.
Anyways, dark humor aside.
Dude, oh my god.
It's fine.
Shenanigans, this place. Continue.
So, it's really good. It's elaborating a bit more on like the.
I want to know the story. It's like
basically this couple, that's a lesbian couple actually. The girl in the denim right here, she inherits this place from her great aunt and uncle, and her great aunt dies, leaves her this place, and apparently it's haunted. And there's all kinds of other like supernatural stuff that's going on that's a lot more than just ghosts. So apparently, because there's a warning that can't leave farm or it's going to follow you. I'm gonna say it follows them.
Okay. Quick plug. So please go to comicshoplocator.com and visit any comic shops wherever you go, so you can read these wonderful books about double dinosaurs.
Yes. Support people like us and keep us employed and keep this show coming to you every
all
week.
you have to do is type in either your city that you're in or your zip code, and then there you go. You have comic shops.
Why did you throw that?
Because I can.
Just litter for no reason.
But no, it's really good. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't say much because it'll spoil the entire volume.
you know, or like I really do want to read this issue because I've
It's
heard,
good.
yeah, like everything about issue 1. I've heard.
You
like,
need to
good
start
things
with
about
issue 1 though, because if you jump into this without reading issue 1, you're gonna be really confused.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
what
bet.
else do we need to know except for UFOs and ghosts? Are the ghosts from the UFOs?
It's not explained. I have a theory that it's related to the UFOs, but it's not overtly explained yet. It's just implied. So.
And I also feel like
Hit the
in
bell.
the housing market right now, like for like millennials and like, you know, Gen Z, I don't think we would care if this house is haunted.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what they're,
it's
that's,
like-
that's what the girlfriend is like not this one, but this one, because this one's a doomsday prepper. She says it like in the first, like the second page of the first issue. She's like, well, we have no money, and it's a home that we don't have to pay for. And her girlfriend's like, you know, you're not wrong.
It's like, look, our mortgage is like was it a free $99? I don't care. I do not care. I'll pay for it.
Basically, yeah.
I mean, if
good.
they're gonna pay rent, they can have a whole part of the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fair too. Like if the ghost can pay some rent, that's a bonus. Like pay the water bills. Yeah.
Also, the Jedi behind the scenes is saying, don't forget to like and share and comment and hit that bell so you can see the chaos that is us every week on Tuesdays.
Especially this week with us sharing it.
I love that comment.
That's fine.
Like just start rattling chains back at him. I don't care. I don't care.
Like, this is Mario. You just happen to live here.
Yeah, I can't sleep. You can't sleep. None of it's sleep.
Nobody's going to be sleeping
Taking out
tonight.
that fridge, though. I don't want no ectoplasm on my food.
This show is so chaotic.
And that's why you should follow us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going a little bit off the rails here. Just a little bit, but it's all right.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about ghosts.
Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah,
I'm
I
talking
know
about the
them
comic.
aliens got gold and moon diamonds for rent. I know they do.
So alright, so my last book for
Wow, I
today
want that as a sitcom.
is gonna be the new Fantastic Four. So quick backstory: if you're like me and had no idea about this team, so they showed up very briefly in Volume 1 of the Fantastic Four, and they only were a team for about 3 issues, but they were so beloved, and fans were like, "We want them back," and Marvel's like, "Okay, cool." So it's just bros being bros, dudes being dudes, fighting demons, and that's all. That's all you want from a book.
Well, I mean, aliens and ghosts and demons. Oh my.
I mean,
And dudes being dudes.
Bros
dudes
and
being
bros.
guys, guys being dudes.
dudes. But yeah, it was a really fun book.
Man in
It's
short
got Peter Parker, bro.
and tight tights.
Yes, the pants are very tight for Mr. Joe Fixit. I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah, bro house. So, it's a really fun book. It's a really interesting dynamic. It's, Ghost Rider, Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and just it's one thing to see like 2 of them just bouncing off each other, but seeing these 4 just chaotic beings just interact is just so fun. And I do want to track down the 3 issues where they first formed and read it because it's so fun. Like it's such a fun
It seems
book.
like it would be though. Like with that whole grouping, I feel like it would be chaotic, but like such controlled chaos that it works.
Oh, same control. It's just wild.
It's just
wild
chaos.
Yeah.
It's just
The only thing controlled is themselves, and that's not very well done.
But the basic premise, and because I mentioned demons earlier,
Yeah.
so the new Fantastic Four, they go to Las Vegas because they just had this feeling that they just got to go there.
And there's
So there's chaos. So they're in Vegas, and if you're not familiar with Las Vegas, there are these like a series of like connecting tunnels, like
I
just
knew
massive.
that actually. Yeah, that's cool.
And there's this demon that is controlling people of Vegas, and some of them are people, some of them are demons. This is where Ghost Rider gets involved, and it's there's an interesting little twist at the end, and I don't want to spoil it. And someone in our wonderful person,
Someone
Jenna,
in the class has a question.
yeah, the question.
No, I have a fun statement about Vegas, so continue before you come back to me.
No, on the nose.
No,
So
it's
my
already-
favorite thing to do in Vegas is to go to this weird strip club at the end of it and get a deep fried Snickers.
That actually sounds
With whipped
delicious. That sounds really good.
So, Peter David, if you're watching this, I think in the second issue you should have a deep fried Snickers.
Yeah.
With
Just
whipped cream!
with whipped cream, maybe some sprinkles.
No,
But
And they have to go
Yes,
to
sprinkles.
Meow Wolf.
no sprinkles.
yes, sprinkles.
You can't have sprinkles and a deep fried Twinkie.
Yes, you can.
No,
We-
you're
we-
already
I-
getting
we
deep
are-
fried.
we are-
Nuke it.
I will fight you on this. Don't fight me on this.
You're getting deep fried pure sugar.
No bones.
Thank you. It's hard sugar. You don't want hard sugar. You already got the nuts from the Snickers
Well, I
bar.
don't think that's legal in the U.S.
Yes, absolutely. we are Americans. We will deep fry and put stuff on it, so we'll eat it. But yes, sorry. Back to this book today.
They had better stop for at least a deep fried Oreo or Snickers then, or a Twinkie, because that is the Vegas way.
So I'm not sure if this is going to be a mini series or an ongoing, but if you're for going back to the new Fantastic Four #1, Jimmy's?
It's a British thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What did they say? I don't.
Jimmy's. Yeah, it's British.
Deep fried Jimmy.
A deep fried sprinkle. Anyways.
10 out of 10. Recommend this book. If you want to read,
Sprinkles,
if you want to read it, it's a lot of fun. And thank you, Peter David, for introducing me to this team. That I need to track down and read the other 3 issues.
By the way, UK sprinkles taste completely different than American sprinkles.
Because we use high fructose corn syrup and they use real sugar.
Exactly. So if you deep fry one of them, ooh, I would eat that.
How would you deep fry a sprinkle?
How do you deep fry a Snickers?
By putting it in pancake batter and frying it.
Exactly.
What? You can't fry it. Anyway.
You can fry anything. This is America and we live in the
Can
South.
I fry my hand?
You can, but you won't be happy about it.
It's not.
You can eat meat, but that's considered cannibalism, and in some countries that's frowned upon. Welcome to Minute To Skim It. We'll talk about cannibalism.
Jesus. This is her daily working life.
I broke Shanice. I'll see myself
Sergio.
out.
You're here for the next show.
I am here for the next show.
So yeah, I still need to read Peter David's Hulk run, but I've heard that is the absolute standard.
I feel like most people in the U.S. are raised on corn syrup and cane sugar. But
And if you in the South, it's everything deep fried.
With lard and butter.
Oh my God, Crisco.
Crisco is my jam, but it's
So-
almost set me on fire before.
Oh
Do you
my
have any
God.
other
I'm
books?
gonna make some fried chicken tomorrow.
Say that again.
Do you have any other books?
I don't know. That was the last one.
So, before we go too deep into our eating habits, and you guys are disgusted by us, I think I think on that note, we're gonna call it for tonight. Thank you for putting up with our chaos. We do realize it's a interesting episode.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
This will be a fun watch back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys have a wonderful night. Do you have anything else?
No. Stay safe and have a good Pride. Bye.